Hi, sixth graders. Today I'd like to review how to use your library online catalog effectively to search and find the resources you're seeking in the school media center. Throughout the year, you'll be studying many different subjects that will require research. Knowing how to find appropriate resources in your library is a basic skill you will need going forward with your education. Not all research can be conducted with a Google search. Several teachers require you to use books and databases for your research. Knowing how to identify the resource you need and how to find them is a necessary skill. These are skills you will use throughout your lifetime. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do when we go to the library, we're going to find the school homepage. From the school homepage, we can go into the Library Media Center, which takes us to the Library Media Center homepage. Many informational resources are available right here, including databases, which we'll go over next week. For today's purposes, we're going to go to OPAC, which stands for the Online Public Access Catalog, which will take you to this main search screen. This is a basic keyword search prompt, and it's the easiest and most like a Google search, which I know everyone is familiar with. So if you're looking for something, this will be the easiest way to find it. There's also an option to do what's called a power search, which is a Boolean search. What this means is it basically just gives you more. It allows you to get more specific by applying filters to narrow your results. Let's say, for instance, I have to do a paper on oranges. I could write oranges, but not the color, and that would give me a more specific result. For today's purposes, though, let's go back. So we come in. I know, for instance, in social studies this year, you're going to have a large unit on ancient civilizations, and you'll be required to research and create several projects. So your teachers are going to send you down to the library several times to search for and retrieve useful books for your project's research. Let's assume that I have chosen China as the ancient civilization that I'd like to research and do my project on. When I come to the library, I could start with a very basic keyword search for China and see what happens. Well, I received 251 results, which is a large amount of results. If this were a Google search, it could easily be 250 million results. This is a broad search. Don't forget, keyword searches will find China in all different areas of the record of the book. So it could be in the title, it could be the author, it could be anything. So for instance, let's go through this and see if any of these books look interesting. Okay, well, I can see right away that there's a professional handbook. That's for teachers. I'm not going to use that. There's a lot here. 3,000 years of science discovery and invention. Well, that's not ancient China. So let's say that we need to get more specific with our search. We want to narrow it down from 251 results. Well, let's think again about the words. What are the words that describe what I'm looking for? One word is China, for sure. Another word is, well, let's see, it's early civilizations, it's ancient civilizations, so it's ancient China. These are two words. We're now let's see how much that narrows it down. Okay, that narrowed it down to 74 results. Now we're getting closer. We can now look through these results. We can go into the details record and see a brief summary or brief description of what this book can provide us. This provides an introduction to the history and culture of ancient China, including a traditional Chinese folktale, which is great. There happens to be a fictional component to this project, and this book has a Chinese folktale in it. So we're going to write that down. We're going to add it to our list of books to retrieve and look into further for our project. Let's go back. Let's see what else we can find. See if we can get closer to what we want. This looks interesting. I'm gonna look in here. This again, the summary presents a short history of ancient China and examines the early civilizations, the Great Wall, terracotta army of Emperor Qin, and much more. Well, that's great, because I remember that the teacher mentioned that we're going to be looking at the Han and Qin dynasties. So this is definitely something I want to look at. Down here I have more ways to search. So these are more filters. I don't, for instance, I don't happen to want to find books on archaeological excavations, but I could. This, however, is very interesting because this is Chinese civilization in the time period that I'm quite sure we need to be looking at. So I'm going to see if I can get a further narrowing down of the results. And I'm down to 6 results. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start looking through all of these and seeing what books what details and what books I want to pull from the shelf to further my research. Let's get to that. Now we need to find the book. As you remember, everything in the library is classified and cataloged. Everything has a call number. This call number has numbers. It's either numerical or alphabetical, alphanumeric. In this case, they're numbers. That is, as you'll recall, that's how we have the nonfiction titles classified in the library, according to the Dewey Decimal Classification System. So this, we're going to say, okay, well, I need to start in the 900s. If you recall, the numbers go from 001 all the way up through the 900s. We're going to go then to the 900s shelf. We're going to start digit by digit to locate the 931 shooter book that we are looking for. We're going to go from 9 to 93 to 931. We then go to the author's last name. This happens to be classified then after the Dewey Decimal number with the author's last name. We're going to go, and this is important because in the 931s, look at how many right here you already have 5 records. So you know there are going to be a lot of books in the 931 section. So we need to keep going, and then we need to go from S to SH to SU, digit by digit until we locate this book. It does tell us that 2 of 2 are available, so we should find 2 on the shelf. We can pull it, add it to our collection. It's as simple as that. Let's go to the fictional component of this. Let's say, for instance, your teacher will be asking you to read a novel, to read a book that takes place in the civilization that you've chosen. We've chosen China, so I'm going to put that in. What else? Well, a fictional book I like could be historical fiction, realistic fiction. I happen to like fantasy, so I'm going to put in fantasy. I'm going to see if I get any results if I do this kind of search. And I do. I got 10, and I got 10 books. Interestingly enough, that's not a fictional book, but it's myths and fantasies. So I wouldn't be able to use that one because it's not fictional. He wants us to read a fictional book. Well, this is interesting. Sign of the Chin. Well, let me look at that. I'm going to read the description. In long ago China, Prince Zong, the mortal young Star-Lord chosen to save humankind from destruction, joins the twin outlaws, White Streak and Black Whirlwind, to fight the Lord of the Dead and his demon hordes. That sounds awesome. I want to find this. So how do I find this? Well, it has a call number, but its call number has an F for fictional. Again, all of the novels, all of the fictional books, the shelves are labeled with F and fiction. They are then labeled alphabetically. And why? Because a fictional novel is going to be in alphabetical order according to the last name of the author. This book is written by L.G. Bass. So we are going to go to the fictional section of the library. We are going to go from B to BA to BAS to BASS. Now remember, there are going to be many shelves with B. So you're going to follow until you find this. Again, local copies, 1 of 1 available. There should be something on the shelf for us. And it's as easy as that. So we will go over some additional resources again next week. And for now, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the library.